Hello, welcome to Oceanic Oracle. My name is Ari and today I'm going to be showing you my September TBR. In September, I'm going to be taking part in two readathons. The first one being the Magical Readathon, which was created by the lovely G of Book Roast. So I'm going to be linking her profile here. This is a readathon that she's created. She's spent the past year developing her own world for us to take part in. This is sort of like a Dungeons and Dragons style readathon. So you get to create your own character. Think of it like an RPG video game, so you design your own character to play as. So she gives us options for what race we are, where we come from in this world. She's created a whole backstory for it. So if you're interested in joining, please go and watch her video. She's put so much time and effort into this, and I really encourage people go and join. This is a super easy readathon. You only actually have to read 2 books in the month. If you want, you can read more if you want, but you only have to read 2 books and it's absolutely fantastic. So I highly recommend you go and check her out. The other readathon that I'm going to be taking part in is Becca's Bookoplathon. I'm going to stick the graphic up here. Becca has designed a new Bookopoly board, so think Monopoly but for book prompts. She's designed a Bookopoly board, and this month I'm going to be taking a part in it. I'm going to be moving a piece around the board. I'm going to be rolling 10 times because there are 10 prompts in the Magical Readathon, and I'm going to be reading all of them because I'm like that. I read on average around 20 books a month, so I think 10 will be a good one because I'm supposed to be starting work this month. So fingers crossed that I'm alright and that doesn't interfere with anything, hopefully. I'm probably going to double up on the prompts because that just makes my life a lot easier. Another rule for Bookopoly: if you roll a double, you have to add another roll to your game. So I'm reading 10 times. If I roll a double, I have to roll for an 11th book on the list, and so on and so on. It's sort of not in your control. It's up to the gods, basically. I also don't have a pair of dice, so you're going to be hearing me talking to Siri. Without further ado, let's get on and begin. Roll 2 dice, Siri.
Okay, 1 and 4. That's 5 the easy way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Roll 1 is one of the railway prompts. So, boy, girl, people, person. Alright, I'm going to look on my shelves and try and find something with those words in it. Role number 1 was people in the title, so it could be father, daughter, mother, sister, brother, anything like that. So the book I've chosen for that is Dance with the Fae Prince. This is a Psyche and Eros retelling. Psyche and Eros is one of my favourite Greek myths. It's really romantic and, well, it's a bit tragic and really romantic, and I just really love it. It's been one of my favourites to read, and I'm so happy that I can read a retelling. I'm so excited. This just came out in August, so I'm looking forward to picking it up and diving into it. This book also fits my province prompt for the Magical Readathon, which is Erythea, which is the province I'm going to be from, or my character is going to be from, and that's to read a book that features Fae characters. So this fits perfectly, seeing as Fae Prince is in the title. I'm just in the mood for romance, so I'm very happy that that'll fit. Let's move on to the next roll. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Rolling those Mississippi marbles. They came up 1 and 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Ooh, okay. So roll number 2 is mood read. I can definitely do that. Roll number 2, mood read. I'm giving myself a free pass for this one. I'm not assigning a book or anything to this roll because I'm going to let myself enjoy this mood read depending on what I want. It gives me a free chance to just pick a book that I want to read this month if I'm not enjoying something. So there we go. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Rolling. It's 2 and 2.
Oh, double. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So roll number 3 is history. So roll number 3 was history. This should be good because I have a new release that I think will fit this perfectly. She Who Became the Sun. Now, this is a historical fantasy, so it's based on the Mulan story from Chinese folklore. It also takes place right at the end of the Yuan dynasty, right at the beginning of the Ming dynasty, which I am so excited to read about because I've spent years learning about Chinese history and I'm so excited. This book fits the history prompt. It also fits my Novice Path entrance prompt for the Magical Readathon, which is to read a book with a map. Let me open this up to show you the map. So this is a map of the Great Yuan dynasty. This is about the end of the Mongol rule of China after China's been reunited. So instead of it being divided into the north and south, it's reunited into one giant country. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to read this. I'm just hoping that it's going to be. I've got such high expectations for this. I'm so excited. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
It's 3 and 5.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So roll number 4 is a spooky book. I'll see what I can find. Roll number 4 was a spooky book. So this is really getting in the mood of Halloween. Okay, so for the spooky prompt, I'm going to be reading The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's a short story by Robert Louis Stevenson. It's sort of the like Halloween-esque time, so I'm sort of getting myself into that mood. And I think this story will be a great one to get me into it. I'm excited. I've seen film adaptations of it and I've read play adaptations of it, so I'm looking forward to reading the original source. I'm not really great with spooky things, so hopefully this will set the mood for Halloween. Maybe this year I'll actually read Dracula for the first time. We'll see how I feel. This book also fits the Ruin of the Sky prompt for the Magical Readathon, and that prompt is to read a book featuring ghosts, a haunted house, or other supernatural elements. You can look on this 2 ways. You can look on it as like a paranormal story, or you can look on it as a story about mental health. I think this fits. The films I've seen sort of make it seem paranormal, so I think this fits this prompt. If it doesn't, then I'll find another book that does. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Dice. Be nice. It's 5 and 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So my prompt is The of A and An. I guess I have to find a book with some of those words in the title. Number 5. The of A and, or The of A and An. This prompt is just have one of the A and An words in the title. For this prompt, I'm going to be reading To Kill a Kingdom. This is a Little Mermaid retelling, but it's a lot darker. It's a YA book, so I'm hoping to get through this quite quickly. I think it's enemies to lovers. I think it's about the princess having to kill the prince. I'm not 100% sure. Now, To Kill a Kingdom also fits the Mist of Solitude prompt for the Magical Readathon, which is to read a standalone. I believe it's a standalone. I don't think it's going to be getting any sequels. From what I saw on Kindle, it says it's a standalone. On to the next roll. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
2 and 6.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so my prompt is a small book, so under 300 pages. I'll see what I can find. Roll number 6, under 300 pages. Now, this was a struggle. I don't really read short books. There are books that I think are around 300 pages that turn out to be 315 pages. Oh my god, I struggled so much for this one, but I finally found one that works. I'm going to be reading Come Back by this author here, by D. Francis. I'm just going to call him D. Francis because I'll probably get censored if I say his full name, because that's how YouTube works. Anyway, so I'm going to be reading this. Now, I will show you the page count to prove that it is under That it is under 300, so you can see here 276, so this is 277, and that's it. I will probably be listening to this on Audible. In this one, it's about a horse vet, and he gets called up to investigate some issues that are going on in Newmarket, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. My mum just listened to this and she's recommended it to me, so I'm looking forward to picking it up. Yeah, I'm in the mood for a mystery. I think the start of autumn is that time for me. Like, Comeback also fits the prompt for the Magical Readathon, Obsidian Falls, which is to read a thriller or a mystery. This works. It is I believe it's a mystery. I am looking forward to picking it up. I cannot wait. My mum really loves D. Francis, so I really enjoy his books. So I'm looking forward to picking that up this month. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Rolling those Mississippi marbles. It's 4 and 4.
Oh.
Isn't it, Harriet? The square pair.
Oh, that's another double. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I've landed on Hyped, and I have to add another book to my TBR. Great. Number 7 is Hyped. I'm going to be reading a book that I don't actually have here because I've just ordered it from my bookshop, and that is Redemptor. So I talked about Raybearer in my June wrap-up video. Redemptor is the sequel to Raybearer. I'm really looking forward to reading it. I'm so excited. I've seen so many people hyped up to read this. I really loved Raybearer, so this is a much hyped book for myself, and I'm looking forward to picking it up. For the Magical Readathon prompt, this fits the Ashton Tree prompt, which is read a book that keeps tempting you. I want to read this book so badly, and I can't wait to pick it up. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Rolling. They came up 2 and 2.
Another double! Oh my god. 1, 2, 1, 2. Alright, so I've landed on the colour prompt. So I have to read a book with a colour in the title. Let's see what I can find. Oh, number 8 was a colour. Now, I struggled with this, and it looks like I'm going to be rereading a book that I haven't read for years, which is The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. This came out in 2010, and I think I read it in 2010. I haven't picked it up since. I finished the series. I enjoy mythology, in case you couldn't tell by me talking about Psyche and Eros, Greek myth, Roman myth, and Egyptian mythology. When I was younger, I was obsessed with Egypt and the House of Anubis. I enjoy Rick Riordan's writing, and I'm looking forward to picking up this book again. This book fills the Aurelium Academy arc, which is to read a book with a school setting. I believe there's a school setting in here, not your traditional school, but I think they do go to a school in this. So I'm looking forward to picking this up again. I should read it very quickly. I read Rick Riordan books so fast. I usually finish them in a day. Yeah. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Baby needs a new pair of shoes. They came up 2 and 6.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So my next prompt is Opulent. I'll have a look. Roll number 9. Now this I'm excited for because roll number 9 was Opulent. I have a new book on my Kindle which I'm really excited to read, and it's called Battle Royal. I'm in the mood for romance. I have been for the past month, and I'm looking forward to reading this. Battle Royal is about 2 bakers. One went on the show where the other baker was a judge and flunked out, but used the press that she got on the reality show to start her own bakery, and they've hated each other ever since. I'm so excited. Give me more hate to love stuff. That's just what I need. Like, that's what I'm in the mood for. I'm really looking forward to reading Battle Royal. This again fits one of the prompts for the Magical Readathon, which is the Tower of Rumination. Now the Tower Rumination prompt is to read a 5-star prediction. From the sounds of it, I think I will give this 5 stars, but we'll see. There's no guarantees that I'll get 5 stars, but just reading it and looking at what's said about it, I think I'll give it 5 stars. Hopefully it will be a 5-star read. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Rolling. They came up 4 and 3.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, okay. So I've got the prompt feed scroll. I will have a look on Goodreads or maybe Instagram. Anyway, I'll do that now and see what I find. Number 10. Now, roll number 10 was supposed to be my last roll, but unfortunately, we know it isn't. For this roll, I landed on the feed scroll square. I went on Goodreads and I scrolled down and I found the Iron Fae. Now, I've had this book on my Kindle for ages because Mum lent her Kindle out to someone and they purchased this book. So I'm looking forward to reading it. This also fits a prompt for my magical readathon, for my character creation actually. For my character profile, I've chosen that my character's background will be a wildling as opposed to an urbanite. I have to read a book that is largely set outside. I believe the Iron Fae is mostly set outside. Because they're based on the Fae as they're seen in Shakespeare. I think A Midsummer Night's Dream, that sort of thing, with the Fae tricking humans mostly outside. Hopefully it fits. It's got greenery on the cover as well, so we'll see. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
It's 2 and 3 this time.
Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I've landed on this one again. B of A and Anne. I will look for another book with that in the title. Roll number 11, which was another B of A and Anne prompt. I've chosen to read The Bookshop on the Shore. September here in Hong Kong is still really hot, so I think that this will be a good one for me to read. It's like sort of end of summer, beginning of autumn. You don't really get autumn until the end of October. I am looking forward to reading this. I am excited to read I think this is an adult romance set in Scotland. It's about a woman who moves from London to in the middle of the Scottish Highlands to run a bookshop. And I'm excited because I'm just looking forward to like a fun light read. I believe I don't think it will take me too long to read this one. I've heard good things about Jenny Colgan, mostly from her other series. I'm not sure if this is a series or if this is a standalone. Anyway, I think I can read this separate from anything else she does. So I'm looking forward to picking that up. Now on to our second to last roll. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
They came up 5 and 5.
Okay, oh, that's another double. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got the person prompt again. I think I have something in mind, but you'll see in a moment. Number 12, another double. So roll number 12 was person in the title again. For this prompt, I decided to go with something a little bit different. I decided to go with children of virtue and vengeance. I'm using children to represent the people because you refer to children as a plural as people, so children works. I am looking forward to reading this. I read Children of Blood and Bone last year and I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to picking this up. I'm sort of in the mood to read sort of elemental fantasies, but later on. This prompt works for my Earthling prompt in the Magical Readathon, which is elemental magic. In this book you have different magics based on different elements. You have fire, you have air, you have ground. There's a whole load of magic systems in this book. This will fit the heritage that I will be being, which is an Earthling. I'm going to be a water Earthling because I live for the water. This just works. It feels my Earthling prompt. So hopefully I'll enjoy it. We'll see how I feel at the end of the month. Oh, now on to what was supposed to be my last roll, but unfortunately didn't work that way. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Rolling. They came up 1 and 2.
Okay. 1, 1, 2. Okay. My next prompt is gods. I think I can do that. Roll number 13, I landed on gods. That's not really hard for me. I have all of Rick Riordan's books up here, but for this one I decided to go with Hades, which is a book on Kindle Unlimited. This is a contemporary romance, so it's set in the modern day, and it stars Hades. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this book comes up with. I don't think it's based on Hades and Persephone at all, seeing as it's starring Hades. But this is about a woman who ends up in Greece, and she meets this guy who claims to be the god of the underworld. She doesn't believe him, but I think it turns out that it is him. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing what ends up happening. Anyway, so that fulfills my gods prompt. Last but not least, hopefully this will be my last roll, but knowing my luck, I will roll a double. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Okay, 6 and 6.
Oh my god, another double. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I've landed on Becca Rec, so I'll have to look on Becca's recommendations and see if I have any of them. And I have to roll again. Roll 14. You were supposed to be my last roll, and yet I ended up on a double. A double 6. It got me a good prompt, but still. A double 6. So I have to read 15 books. Roll number 14. I landed on Becca Rec. For this book, I just went on Becca's YouTube channel. I went to her top books of 2020 and I just watched that. In her video, she showed the third book in the Fortuna Sworn series. I have wanted to read Fortuna Sworn for a while, so I decided that this is my opportunity. I will pick this book up and see what it's like. Again, it's another fantasy romance series. It's got a few triggers, I believe. I've heard it's a dark romance, so I'll be interested to see if I actually enjoy it, because I tend to be on the more like fluff with smut side as opposed to dark and gritty smut, because that's just based on the way that I read things. So we'll see if I like it. Hopefully I do. I do like fantasy romance, so I'm looking forward to picking it up and seeing where it takes me. I should tell you, this book, I believe it's about a girl who has the ability to give people nightmares, so they call her a nightmare, because she can just impose, like, she can give people visions. She can basically trick people using that power. And she strikes a deal with this guy who she ends up marrying, I believe, because she's looking for her brother and she hasn't found him. I'll see what I think. From what I've heard, I think I'll like it. Now on to roll 15. Hopefully this will definitely be my last one. I won't say anything this time in case I jinx it. So here we go. Hey Siri, roll 2 dice.
Rolling. They came up 4 and 2.
Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah. Steal a book. That's my last prompt. Roll 15. Thank goodness I didn't roll another double. Roll 15 was steal a book. So this was a bit tricky for me because when I'm filming this, not many people have posted a TBR video and Becca hasn't linked any. So I just went on YouTube, I searched up TBR and I found a full TBR from Elliot Brooks. I just watched her full TBR video and she said she wanted to read The Firekeepers Daughter, and that was one of the books that I actually have on my shelf that I can actually read. So I'm going to be reading The Firekeepers Daughter. This is a book about, I think, a Native American girl. It's a thriller as well, so I don't really know a lot about the story. I believe someone gets killed and she witnesses it, and then the FBI recruits her to help them solve the mystery or be an informant. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm excited. I've heard lots of good things about it. I cannot wait to pick it up and actually read it. Those are the 15 books that I have on my, or technically 14. I'll tell you at the end of September what my mood read was. I'll film reading vlogs of me reading them. I've got 14 books here and on my Kindle right now, and I have to pick another one, and we'll see what I end up reading. So hopefully September will be a good reading month for me. The Bookopoly board was not kind. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe if you'd like more bookish content. If you've made it this far, leave me a comment telling me what the top book on your TBR is for September. I'm excited to hear about it. I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!